Hey guys! Before I jump into game number 23 of my new series against BestBot, a couple of quick scheduling related announcements. As many of you are probably aware, the 2025 Scrabble Players Championship begins in just 5 days this coming Saturday, August 9th in Baltimore, Maryland, which is super exciting. I'll be aiming to defend my title from last year there against a very strong field of top experts, including Nigel Richards, the greatest Scrabble player of all time. So I'll certainly have my work cut out for me, and as such, I've been working very hard to review a bunch of words and make sure my game is as strong as possible before I attempt to defend my title. Now, what that does mean is I haven't had quite as much time to pre-schedule YouTube videos, and as such, I'm going to be taking next week entirely off of YouTube. This week I'll have my normal schedule, but next week there will be no YouTube videos on my channel. However, that very much does not mean there will be no Scrabble. I highly encourage each and every one of you to check out the live coverage of the Scrabble Players Championship, which will mostly be done on the NASPA channel. So definitely check that out, follow along to see how I'm doing, see how everyone else is doing. It should be super fun. As for my channel, I will resume videos the week after Nationals, so that is going to be starting Monday, August 18th. The videos for that week will all be pre-scheduled, as I'll be going to visit family for the week after Nationals and won't be able to record anything new then. So there won't be any Nationals-related content or breakdowns on my channel until the following week after that, in other words, the week of August 25th. But I'll try to make as many videos as I can about Nationals and hopefully the many exciting things that happen for that week. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's happening there. Like I said, videos fully on my channel this week. We'll be taking next week off, resuming the week after, and then the week after that with Nationals content. Should be super fun. Don't miss it. Now let's jump in and try to beat BestBot in game 23. Hey guys, and welcome to game number 23 out of 100 of my Revenge of the Mack series against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. We had 2 good wins last week, so we are now sitting 4 games up, 13-9 through the first 22, an excellent start. And I'm going to be first today with an opening rack of AIJLMSY, a very interesting opening rack with definitely quite a few viable options. So my highest scoring option is going to probably just be Jails for 40. MY is actually a decent leave, not a great bingo leave, but the tiles go well together. I should be able to score a good number of points on my next turn. I don't love opening with an S on the start just because bingos are so easily played to this S and will score well because they hit the triple, so not a fan of this positionally, but equity-wise it is pretty good. There's also a cool word, I don't think it's correct, but modulus for 36. That's probably worse than Jails, 4 less. The M definitely goes well with the Y. There's also just playing J for 26, which does keep the S for J's, which is nice positionally. I don't think it's quite worth it. If the bot has an O, this also gives back a lot of easy and high-scoring overlaps to the right of J. So I think I do just take the points with Jails here, but the other options are certainly reasonable and at least worth considering, but Jails is going to be the final call. And I am going to draw quite a whole lot of garbage here. I pulled DGIQW to my leave of MY. Certainly not what I was hoping for. Very well might be looking at an exchange next turn or else something like midway through the A. But we'll see what BestBot does. Okay, midway is no longer going to be possible. Bot plays Vo for 21. Now I might be looking at an exchange. There's really nowhere to play Chi. I mean, I'm not going to do this for 11, keeping all this garbage. At that point, it's way better to just trade. Is there anything else that's worth playing? Anything from this J-O? Almost Jowly or something? Yeah, I don't think so. I think this has got to be a trade. I mean, unless I try to play something like Dimly and set up the Q. That's not strong enough, though. I mean, that's pretty likely to get blocked either intentionally or unintentionally. And then I have, even if it doesn't, like, I can't play it both ways. I'm getting 31, and I still have GW to deal with. It's too slow. We're trading. What are we keeping? That's the question. Probably not much. Maybe an M and an I? D and an I? I kind of prefer the M to the D. Do I even keep an I at all, or do I just keep an M? I think I'm just going to keep an M, actually. There's so much good stuff in the pool. Yeah, I'm going to just keep an M. Okay. Alright. That is certainly a lot better than what we had before. I don't know if I'm going to be quite bingoing, but that's certainly a lot better. That G is unfortunately a little bit of a thorn in my side as far as bingoing goes. 6 for 10. That's a weird looking play. Very fishy by BestBot standards. And like defensive too. Wow. Yeah, 6 takes no back hooks. There are some extensions like 60th or 16s. What's it doing? think I might just play dig for 21. If it doesn't have an S, this gives back nothing, basically. If it does have an S, it gives back some lines. I can't just keep giving back nothing, though. I'm not really up. Mixed scores a bit more. GER is a bit weaker, though. Yeah, dig is probably a bit more defensive, too. Could go either way on this, honestly. I don't have a strong feeling. But I do really want to get rid of this G, so I'm leaning towards dig. The annoying thing is after dig, if it does have an S and it bingos, like that's really going to suck, because then I'm going to have like nothing left to do. That's the one annoying thing about dig, I'll be honest. Like after mixed, at least if it bingos, like next to the MI or the ED, it's got to give me a lot of counterplay. So I might actually switch and play mixed, just because like after dig, if it doesn't have an S, it's great, but like there's probably a decent chance it has an S after playing off 2 tiles for 10. And if it does and it bingos with digs, like I'm just really in crummy shape. So I think I am going to actually play mixed here, as much as I really hate keeping the G. Oh gosh. Well, I don't know what sort of counterplay I'm going to have with that rack. Pull FKRR, and now the bot seems to have drawn the Q after I traded it before. I can't imagine it would have played 6 holding the Q. In fact, it's not possible because I had it. I had just traded it. So it clearly played off IX and then drew the Q and probably another S or something? I can't imagine it ever plays cheese there without another S, because the S adding it to the end of chi only gets it 4 extra points. So, okay. Now what? I almost think I might exchange again. I guess I have this? That leave is just nauseating. EGKRR? Now, like, if it bingos, I'm just going to have no counterplay. Kerf would be nice to get down. Even if I could play like GRR, I kind of think I want to just exchange down to ER. Leave the bot to deal with this type board. If it bingos, I can hopefully get counterplay back. Like, I just don't have anything better than FER here, right? Unless I'm missing it. This is probably better on equity. It's still 19, but I don't think it's worth it, honestly. Wow, what a clunky start to this game on both sides. Goodness, I'm exchanging again. Okay. That looks a lot better. I've parented, if it stays open. No 7s here. Parented is, I think, my only bingo. Aperient, dang it. Okay, did get blocked. That's annoying. Okay. I think I probably just play Aper here. Yeah, I think it's got an S, especially after cheese. So it's definitely in my best interest to take out dents. I don't want to let it bingo with dents and lock off that whole part of the board. Yeah, nothing to an L here. Fortunately, this isn't Collins, so IDE doesn't fit. Or it's not a word, I should say. Yeah, okay. I guess Aper. Could just bingo through the E or the R, which would kind of suck, but I think this is still better than leaving the S hook open. Yeah, this is going to be a very closed board. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I think this is as good as I'm going to do. All right. Not the best of draws here either. And it does get down Terrotism for 74. At least that gives me some stuff on the bottom of the board. Although not a whole lot. I was correct that it had another S. Yeah, I don't really see a whole lot here. I think I might just play over here, create some space on the left, because now I'm down. It's definitely in my best interest to keep this board open. This gives me another line for 7s, leaves open the S, which is a great line, leaves open this R, which is still a potentially good line. Plenty of things ending in ER or OR there will still fit. Yeah, this looks right. I don't see anything to this S that looks better. There is Terrotisms, of course, but there's only one S. I can't be too afraid of that, especially at a deficit, so We'll play here, and man, I just cannot buy a good draw here. PVY now. Peavy is a word, Peavy. Don't think I have a good spot for that. Yeah, really not seeing a whole lot of good plays here. I mean, like, Envy and Eel is pretty bad. Have Tway. I really want to get rid of this V and this Y. Pavin keeps the Y. We'll have to see what BestBot does and go from there. Plays Kabars for 34. Okay, fairly defensive play. Not too surprised to see that. Could just play something like Pay here for 34 back. Don't love keeping that V. Certainly better than playing Pay down here. That just gives back way too easy scores under this P. Can't be doing that here. Anything? They can't really use this V because they can't overlap. That's the annoying thing. Yeah, Pay might just be the best move here. I guess there is Navy for 28. Is that better, possibly? Maybe. Much better leave of AEPT over VENT. Oh, wait, I can play PV through that A, now that I think of it. Yeah, that's the play. Okay, yeah, that's the same score as Pay. Does get rid of my E, but there's 7 E's left, so I'm not that concerned about that. There's also 7 O's left, which is not ideal. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Leaves about that Y to potentially think about as a line. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with PV here. Okay, get a blank, which is good. Not the best accompaniment for the blank, though. 4 other consonants. I guess I do 3 consonants in the blank, but still. Bailey for 42. Okay. What am I going to do with this? Don't think I have a bingo. No Dentinal or Lentando or anything like that. Could squeeze these two in here, or actually even with Nav. That's kind of cool for 21, but leaves 4 consonants, which isn't great. Del or Tell, there's nothing there. Something with Tway. Lant is not a word. Past tense of land is just landed, not lant. Oh boy, I don't know what to do here. Dan? 13 points? Doesn't feel particularly strong either. Very tough turn. Very, very tough turn. Yeah, just no good options at all. I mean, do I take the points with Nav? It is a fairly Val-heavy pool. I feel like I need to score a bit here, too. Like, I think if I just try to play something like Mind, I'm going to fall too far behind, and then I'm going to need at least 2 bingos, which, I mean, I guess is not a terrible gamble to take. There is plenty of time. But, yeah, I don't know. I think Nav is enough extra points over Dan to be worth it. Yeah, it's 8 more points. That's a lot. Like, the D isn't that bad. If I can draw 1 vowel, I can hit, like, Trollland or something at least. Yeah, I think I probably am going to go with Nav here. It's definitely better than AN because it leaves the line above the F open for the future if I can draw an E. Yeah, I really don't like this play. I wish I had an I, too, to play something next to Chi, if nothing else. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of this play, but I don't see anything that I dislike less. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. 2 O's. Did get 2 vowels. Wasn't really hoping for 2 O's, though. I don't think I have a bingo here. And BestBot bingos again with Croonier. This is not looking good. Yeah, this is really not looking good now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, almost Daltonic here, but no. Just looking for possible 7s. I'm not seeing it, like a blank E, a blank I, or something like that, but no. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here, guys, which is unfortunate. Probably, I mean, I don't know if I want to play old here. Blocks the C. I might want to try to hit that C later on if I want any chance. So maybe Dolt and Tway? It's a reasonable option, I guess. Yeah, I feel like leaving that C open has to be right at this score. I need every line I can get. I'm going to need at least 2 bingos to come back here, if not 3. The 3 is probably not happening, given there's no more blanks left and there's 4 U's. Yeah, I guess Dolt really does not feel like a good play, though. I don't have any hooks for any. No M or Z or W. Nod here, maybe? Is that any better than Dolt? Probably not. ON feels better than LOT. Yeah, I think I go with Dolt here for 16. I don't know. It's such a bad looking play. But I don't have any better ideas. There's something here? Don't think there is, unfortunately. Could really use something other than an I or an O. Do at least have the I to play with Chi, but I can't even really do anything. Win doesn't work because min is not a word. Toil worn. If the O were a little further to the left and had more space. Yeah, I might just have to play like World or something. I don't even know. Or Low and Waney. I guess I do have the W now. So yeah, probably Low for 23. Okay, Ghoul. Well, I have Warling now. A little surprised to see the bot open, but I will take that. So that maybe gives me some outside chances now. Okay. I mean, I drew Trading or Darting. I don't actually think it... No, it does play with Tell. Okay. I mean, the problem is it's still, I don't think, going to be enough. Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see BestBot open with Ghoul there with a massive lead. Very curious to look at that. Okay, so I am going to get... Well, I'm going to get Darting here now down, guys. I mean, it's still looking pretty bad, but the fact that I even am kind of in this game is quite something. It probably... Oh, it's probably setting itself up for, like, Zoo or something. Yeah, it's probably setting itself up. Maybe I'll draw into, like, Eugenic or something. I mean, I think this has to be better, right, than playing with Dell. Yeah. That's a pretty... Okay. I doubt I can win. It has of here for a ton. But I can make it pretty close. Almost can bingo out with Cognize. Yeah, Zine plays, Z-I-N-E. The problem is, where am I going out with C-G-E? Nowhere, I think. Yeah, I mean, of is just too many. I can't really stop it either. Dang. Yeah, I probably had both O's with Butte. That was a good play. Does Z-E-E do any better? Maybe Zig here? For 43. Does that go out? Can I set up my Z? Even if I can, I doubt I'll get enough. Yeah, I mean, I literally cannot. This is like the only way I can block of. That is not worth it. It can still go out in 2. You can just play like FEU, so it's not worth it to do that. Huh. Could play Nice. Let me spell it right. Nice and Zig? What if it block? I guess I can't block Zig because I have Zag. Is that the best sequence for me? Zig followed, or I guess Zig followed by Nice also works. Although then if Nice is blocked, I don't know if I have a backup. But yeah, so I think Nice followed by Zig, that works. So 20, it's 55 in 2 turns. That's not going to cut it. Quite. I'm going to lose by like 10, huh? See, that's how many points do I can't block of. So of is, what did I say? 38? 4, 5, 6, 38. So that puts it at 412. Down 76. I'm going to be getting 70. I need 70 over 2 turns to tie. That's going to be a lot. If Z-O were good in this lexicon, that might get me pretty close. Might even be enough almost. Yeah, so 70 in 2 turns. Can I play like Wait, I can almost play like G, setting up G's. But yeah, it doesn't quite work. I mean, Zen is just not going to cut it, right? Then I'm probably C stuck. It can also just block. Then you can just play like FOU, right? And I don't think I have another spot for Zinc, do I? God, if CH were good or something. Um, hmm. Yeah, probably can't quite make it happen, guys. But I'm glad I made this interesting. Genic, does that help me at all? Saving Zen? I don't think I see anywhere that good for Zen. I don't know if I see anywhere for Zen. Or maybe Zig here and then Nice. Maybe I play... Yeah, maybe I play Zig and then save Nice through the I. That's probably more, right? Yeah, 43, 16, 59. That's a bit better. I guess it could block Nice, but is it even worth it for it to do that? I doubt it. Nah, there's no way it's worth it. Because I still have CEE on top. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could play like F, like enough or something, ENUF. But I don't think that's worth it for the bot to do, honestly. Yeah, I think Zig is the best I have. Oh, that's clever. 2T saving of. Oh, that's filthy. I didn't see that. And it has that as an outplay. Well, I guess I should have played Nice first, but then I could have blocked Zig. Okay. So I guess I should have just played Nice on the left then. Alright, live and learn. It wouldn't have affected the outcome of the game though. Definitely not. I literally cannot block this. That's wild. That's just disgusting. Okay. GG. 399 to 419. Yeah, I'm gonna run this through Macondo, but I really don't think I had a win. Yeah, no wins for me. I did have a loss by 9, which I was like close to seeing, in fact. Instead of Zig, I should have played G's over here with the idea of saving Unsai from this U and Chi, which I did not see. I saw G's, I did not see the follow-up of Unsai. So playing G's and Unsai, I'll leave you guys to check the math, would have lost by 9 for me. But no wins indeed in this position after Hauser. But still a very, very interesting game. Much more interesting, frankly, than I expected it to be, given how it started. But let's go back to the beginning and take a look at this. Yeah, interesting opener here. I think Jails is fine. Jay just felt like a little bit too much of a point sacrifice for my taste. Happy with this. About plays Vo, interesting. Giving up some equity over Jivist to keep the S and keep the board tight. Seems reasonable. Yeah, come on. No, absolutely not. Trade here every time. There's no chance I'm playing Chi. I think trading down to M is fine. Keeping mid is also interesting. Maybe a tiny bit better, actually. I didn't even think about that. But trading down to an M is reasonable. Wow, keeping IRSTT. What a weird looking play. Yeah, Joist just gives up the S. I mean, this is a very patient move. Sets up potential plays with like TI under there. I don't hate it. I mean, your other options are really, really weak. Interesting to see how patiently BestBot tends to play early in the game. It's so important to get the first bingo down and take control of the game that it's really important to play it slow if you don't have a great rack. Yeah, I did think of Dirge as well, but it just gives back a lot. I think Megist is fine. Again, it forces most bingos to give back a lot of counterplay. Doesn't allow bingos with an S to just shut down the board. And the pot draws the Q that I just exchanged and plays cheese. And yeah, here I exchanged. I did see Merc. I didn't even mention it because it's just a horrible play. There's no good reason to open the R there at this point. Yeah, I mean, I saw this. Is it worth it for 19? Maybe. I didn't actually see Girl. That's a kind of funny play, keeping EFK, but FK is a pretty clunky combo. I guess there's also FER here. GKRR is horrible. I'm okay with a trade on this kind of board. Like, the cost of opening is much higher when you have a board that's already so tight. I want to be able to respond well if the bot bingos, and the bot does not bingo. Wow, no vowels for the bot. Blocks parented. Aper seems right here. Bot plays Terrotism. Way looks like a good move. Kabars for the bot. Yep, PV clearly correct. Glad I saw that. Honorable mention to Pelvis. That's a cool play. PV definitely better. Bot plays Faley, keeping a blank. Yeah, I hated this move. Yeah, I saw Lady. Keeps 2 N's. I don't know. I feel like I saw like mint and mind. I got to score more. I think this is fine. Just didn't quite get what I needed. Yeah, I mean, I saw old, didn't see on tube. I feel like I want to leave that C open to try to hit something with IC. I'm okay with Dolt. And yeah, really surprised to see Ghoul here. Like, what's wrong with this? I mean, just keep the board tight, right? You're up almost 150. Like, why are you doing this? Very surprising play by the bot. I mean, I guess it didn't want to keep a U. I get that. There's 3 U's left. Like, I get not wanting to keep a U, but isn't not opening more important? Like, you're up a ton of points. This also blocks the C. I mean, if I play, like, WE, who cares at this point? You can withstand that. Yeah, I don't like this play at all at this score. Like, if it's a tie game, sure. I mean, even new, like, this helps absorb the U. It goes pretty well with the G and the H. Like, new is fine if for some reason you don't want to do this. But, like, why are you opening? Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this decision at all by the bot. It gives me 80-point bingo. And, oh, it didn't have both O's with B. Okay, so it had an O and an S, which is interesting, to say the least. Setting up OB pretty aggressively. I guess it's an interesting play, because it figures it's up enough that if I play for 40 there, it's fine. And if I bingo, which I did, it gives the bot some counter threat. So that's actually an interesting idea. It comes up more often than you think, guys, in Scrabble pre-end games, usually a bit later than this. But when you're up like this kind of amount where you can withstand anything but a bingo, you actually deliberately set up like a 40 or 50 point scoring spot. And you figure if your opponent uses it, like you can withstand that. And if they bingo, then you get to use it, and that allows you to outrun the bingo. It's actually a pretty common theme. So interesting to see BestBot using it this early. Darting, I think, has to be right here. Almost Funhouse. Hauser for 34, emptying the bag. Interesting. So conceding that it loses to Cognize if it draws 3 E's, which happens with probability. Oh, goodness gracious. What is that? That would be 4 in 120, right? So, all right, it loses to an out bingo 1 in 30 of the time, which is a bit. Probably loses to, it probably needs to draw the other O, maybe? And maybe not. Because I'm not really threatening much with OB there. I have nothing with the Z that could fit. Hard to say what it wins with, but yeah, not wanting to... I would have probably just played... Oh, maybe wanted to block Zinger and stuff here, and like Cozier and plays like that. That's probably why it played this. Played Hauser instead of okay. Yeah, it probably wants to block the Zinger, because that's going to like automatically win too. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it's got to block that spot. And like I said, G's here would have lost by 9. This play not great. I didn't see 2T, which is a very clever idea by the bot. So yeah, squandered a little spread in the end game there, guys. But overall, played what I feel like is a pretty solid game of Scrabble here. No huge regrets about how I played this one. I'm just happy, like I said, I made it an interesting game. I thought I was going to get blown out of the water after I was down like 150, but somehow managed 2 bingos in a row, cut it to 20, and made it an interesting pre-end game for BestBot, where it was definitely not guaranteed to win. So we'll take it. Interesting game. Unfortunate that we lost, but at least it was interesting. Would rather lose in an interesting game than a blowout, as always. 13 and 10, still doing great in this series. Hopefully we get another win on Wednesday. So hope to see you all there for game number 24. Thanks as always for watching, guys. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.